Hey there everybody, Shadow Phoenix here. Welcome back to some Planet Coaster video here. We are in Whitaker Lake again today for our Tuesday parks. I did a Planet Coaster video yesterday, but that was only because it was actually late and it was supposed to be during the weekend. So what you're going to see from now on is Crystal Gardens will be our weekend park. Tuesday will be this park here, Whitaker Lake. And then we'll do some Planet Coaster on Thursdays as well, which will be different stuff. It might be Vista View, or it might be something else. You just have to wait and see. But it's Tuesday, and since I did a coaster video yesterday, I thought, you know what, let's do another one today just to kind of keep on schedule because we're behind schedule. So rather than doing a City Skylines video yesterday, we did that. I'm ranting. Alright, let's talk about what we are doing. You're probably wondering, why am I making this strange shape here in the ground and filling it with water? What is this? Well, we are in year 17 of Whitaker Lake, and this would put us in close to the early 90s, is my way of thinking on this. So I thought, you know, it's a good time. Let's add a water park to the park. Now, unfortunately, Planet Coaster does not have water parks in the game, so none of this will actually be functioning. But it's for looks, and the idea here is to kind of go for, you know, something that's going to add more to the park, you know, more park value, stuff like that. And since we don't have a whole lot of rides, flat rides and stuff like in the park that we can add per year, and I'm trying to follow a timeline that an actual park would follow. Places like, you know, Cedar Fair Park, Six Flags parks and stuff would probably be adding, you know, water parks and stuff to their, their theme parks right about now. And this would be what we are going to try to do on this episode here. It turns out really, really well. So the first thing I want to do is I've looked at a bunch of different theme parks and water parks and stuff, and one of the things that most of them have is a wave pool. So that's what we are building right now at the moment. So as soon as you come into our little water park area here, we're going to have a small wave pool, and it's very small. I could have built this thing much bigger and didn't, but that's okay. It works for what it is. Maybe in a later year, maybe we might add a different one. The problem was I had very limited space here to work with. As you can see, you can really see the park edge right there, and that was pretty much all I had. Now, unfortunately, the footage that I had for most of this is gone, so you're going to see me skip around a lot like what just happened there. So we went from building the wave pool over here to already having most of the slides and stuff constructed. Now, two of the slides that we added here I did get from the workshop. This one that you are looking at right here that I'm kind of doing the upper areas of, this one is one that I did construct myself using Silverette's tubular system that he has that they did for Quality Beach. It's really, really nice, actually. Kind of getting them to work and getting them to fit together and stuff is kind of a pain. How he did it and created what they did for Quality Beach, I have no idea. That much it took a bunch of time. But, you know, it did come out really well. So I'm using some guidance here from a couple of these things that I downloaded here to use, these stairs and stuff. I'm sorry, I really wish I had the footage from building this, because you can see what a pain it was and what a struggle it was to kind of get these round tubes here to kind of go together. But I did end up really, really liking the design. And, of course, we don't have any kind of mirror thing, so I had to build it twice. But I'm taking the design for the steps up and stuff from a couple of these other ones that I downloaded here. I do not remember where I know they're on the workshop, but I can't remember who made them. One of them, I'm not too fond of the actual slides themselves. Like, the slides aren't very good. The other one, I don't really like how it was made either, so I kind of wish I had actually done them both myself. I actually done all three slides, but they were already there and I was kind of in a rush and I needed something to kind of complete my water park, but I didn't want to just grab stuff completely from the workshop and just use it. I wanted to create some stuff myself, so we did do these slides anyway. There was another one when I was looking through on the workshop for water slides and stuff, somebody made one of the tornadoes, you know, the giant funnel looking ones, and that was amazing looking. But at this point in time, I didn't want to add it to the park because I felt like maybe it was just a little bit too much. So it will come in later. It will be an addition that we will add at a much later time, and we'll go over that in a later episode. But you know, so basically what I'm trying to do right here, as you see at the moment, is support these things. So I built these like little custom supports here, and I think this would be how they would be supported. I'm no expert on water parks. I'm not a big swimmer. I don't really like water too much. It's not that I'm afraid of water or anything like that. I can swim enough to, you know, like save my life or anything. I don't, when I go to a theme park, I don't like the water parks. I'm just not that kind of guy that enjoys that kind of thing. So my ex-girlfriend, she loved water parks, but we never did go. So, but she always liked to go to the lake and stuff, and water parks was something she enjoyed. She always tried to talk me into doing it, and I wouldn't even go to a water park for her. So yeah. For the steps, I decided to do these little steps that we already have in the game. They actually worked great, these like metal steps. They were perfect. And then we just kind of built the rest of it up right there, and that was all we had to do. Next up, it was just building the platforms, the stilts, you know, to hold up the steps, and that kind of worked pretty good for me. We'll just rearrange some of the area around the back of it. Rearrange some of the paths. We'll add some foliage to it. The whole area actually really came out fantastic, and it really makes me wish that we did have water park stuff in Planet Coaster. It's probably wishful thinking. I don't think we're ever going to get it. I really don't. They may at some point. Who knows? They might surprise us. It's something that a lot of people ask for. It's not really on my top of the list, but in order to create realistic parks and stuff, water parks would be nice to have, because most parks in the U.S., they have, you know, their theme park side, and they have a water park side as well. So if you're trying to create something that's realistic, you really do need, you know, like the water park stuff. It's just a fact. So it makes me wonder, you know, like maybe if we had a theme park simulation game that was actually made by theme park enthusiasts, maybe we would actually get a really great, fantastic game. As long as they were, you know, like actually good developers and stuff. Instead, what we ended up with was, you know, we get, you know, Roller Coaster Tycoon World, which is a complete disaster, and then we get Planet Coaster, which is good, but it has its flaws. Like, I really feel like with Frontiers, they're kind of like, yeah, here's this awesome game and you can build, and it's great for sandbox, I suppose, and not much on the management side. It's like they don't really know how theme parks work, and it makes me wonder, like, you know, how often do you actually visit theme parks? Did you just kind of decide I wanted to build a theme park game, and then just because it's something we've done before, and then they just send some people out to collect some, you know, research and stuff like that? But I don't think they really researched it well enough. It's like they have a lot of stuff that is based on real rides, but I don't know. It's like they missed the whole management side of what theme parks and stuff are. The scale is like way completely off. That's something that a lot of people have discussed. Everything is like off scale. Like, for example, let's look at the Back to the Future DLC, the Monsters DLC, things like that. They gave us these cars, right? And the cars, I guess, are, you know, they might be kind of too small. I haven't really looked at them too well. And then they gave the pieces to build the cars, which aren't in line with the same things that the cars are built of. So if you try to use the pieces to build a car, you end up with a bigger car than what the actual car they gave you. But anyway. Yeah, so the scale, I don't know what they're thinking. We got 500-foot observation towers. It's just weird. But yeah, if we were to get a theme park simulation game, sandbox game, management system, everything, that from a theme park enthusiast, like a group of theme park enthusiasts, then maybe that would be the best game that we could possibly ever imagine. As long as they, you know, they knew how to develop games, of course, and they knew how to do graphics and stuff. You know, any theme park enthusiast can say, "Oh, I'm going to go make a game," you know, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good. So yeah, you need these kinds of graphics. Like everything about Planet Coaster is good, but I feel like it could be better. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm ranting right now about Frontier and Plinko because this is just something like, you know, it felt like a proper time especially talking about water parks and stuff, and the management side of theme parks and things like that. And it's something that we were kind of discussing a little bit ago in the Bro Nation Discord as well. We were discussing some of the Planko flaws and stuff. And I don't mean to be extremely negative towards Frontier. I mean, they're great. I like Frontier. They don't talk to us enough. They don't tell us nothing. They keep things too close. It's like, hey, we're announcing DLC. It'll be out next week. Well, why didn't you kind of tell us more about this before? Why keep it so secret for so long? And then, sometimes they overhype things. The anniversary update, for example. The picnic tables, they don't work. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. The picnic tables do not work. I have never once seen anybody eating at a picnic table. I found trash at the picnic table, so I guess they're eating there. But, I've never been able to actually see anybody. And there's tons of people on the forums that are talking about the same thing. The picnic tables don't work. Some people say it's the older parks that it doesn't work. If you try a new park, they do work. Well, it's not true. I've got new parks, and they're still not eating at the tables. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what it is that some people have, that some people can get it to work, some people can't. I don't know. I was told I need, because I've watched them. They will get their food, they will eat their food, they will throw the trash away, and then they will sit at a table. That's what I've seen. I've never seen them take their food, eat at the table. And some people, one person told me, well, why don't you move your tables closer? Well, why do I have to bend what I want to do with the game to, mechanics that probably shouldn't be working that way anyway? It's literally across the path. Like, let's say you have a 20-meter path, right? The shops are on one side, and the tables are on the other side of this path. Surely they can walk across that path and eat. Why do I have to put the tables like right next to the stall to get them to work? That's not how they were billed. That's not how they were advertised, and it's not how they should work. So, yeah. All right, but I'm going to stop ranting about things at the moment and save some of this for another episode, I guess. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed me kind of just talking here and everything and just randomly talking. I don't really have a whole lot to say about what we're building. I wish I did, but unfortunately, so much footage of the builds and stuff of this were lost that I just don't have a whole lot to talk about the actual building process, because most of it here is just simple, just, oh, look, I'm building a platform that the slides are already on, and you didn't get to see me actually build the platforms. I don't know what happened and why I don't have the footage. Maybe I didn't hit record. Maybe the footage was lost when I was moving files around. I don't know, but I can't find them. I was sure that I recorded it, but I can't find them anywhere. I was able to find like 4 different files of the recording of all this, and none of it was the building of the slides. But I do have to divide this up into 2 different episodes, though, because of the way that things were done. So I'm going to have this section here, which is, basically kind of getting a good look at the slide area and stuff. And then I'm going to have another video that will come up in a couple of days, and it will be part 2 of this, where we'll be building a little snack area and the dressing rooms and stuff down here on the corner that you'll be able to see. So what I'm doing now, you can kind of get a good look at the wave pool too. And the wave pool, if you guys want to see it, it is awesome. It turned out really well. I know you didn't get to see the finished build of it when I was actually doing the construction, because we would just kind of skip into the slide. But it works, sort of. I mean, they don't swim in it or anything, but it does actually have, I can't speak. It does have actual waves that come out from the main building, and I built a little building in the back of it. That's the wave generator building. I put some pipes and some other stuff around it, and it came out really, really well. We did some theming to it. I even put some little beach blankets and stuff around the side of it as well. This episode will not have any kind of showcase video per se, because I don't want to show off what the rest of it is, but I will show off a lot of it in the next episode, which you won't have to wait too long for. I'm going to try to put that up this week along with another Planko video this week as well, just to kind of finish up this year in the same week. Give it a little bit of a tropical feel here with these plants, and yeah, so that's pretty much all I really have to say. Not much else that I can say really about this. But you know, I really liked how the whole area turned out. It very much looks like a water park that would be in an area like this, that start out with anyway. A few slides, nothing major, you know, but it was a great addition for a year. um, and then of course now what we have is we have the option that, you know, one year we can add a coaster, one year, the next year we can do some improvements to, you know, maybe we can add some water park area, and then the next year we can maybe do a flat ride or something like that, and then kind of have a like a 3-year sequence like that. This is what I've noticed a lot of parks do. Like Kings Island, for example, they'll have like, oh, this year we're adding a new coaster, all right, and then the next year, hey, we're adding something new to our water park, and then the next year it'd be like, yeah, we're improving our kids area this year, you know. But we don't have kids rides in Planko, so we can't really do a kids area. I mean, you can make fake rides, which is essentially what I'm doing here. The problem is none of the park guests will actually ever come over to this side of the park. There's nothing in this area to do, so they're not going to come over here. But yeah, of course now we have Vista Points, which could work, but this was all done before we actually had that. But anyway, that's the end of the video. I will see you guys in the next episode in a couple of days, and until then, I am out of here. Hope you've enjoyed this just like quick video that I did for the day, just to kind of get some stuff done for Planko and kind of get into the splash park area or the water park area. I will see you guys in a couple of days. Later. Hey everyone, if you'd like to help support me and my channel, I have a Patreon page where you can do just that. You can pledge anything from $1 or more. Anyone who pledges $15 or more gets a unique, specially designed roller coaster and Planet Coaster made just for them. My little way of saying thanks. You can also just send donations as well if you don't want to join Patreon. And you can find those links in the video description below. Every tiny red cent I make from these means the world to me and is extremely helpful. If you're interested in my PC setup that I work with and play on that you see here, every piece of the system is described below with links to Amazon if you want to purchase them or anything else. Thanks for tuning in to my videos and my channel. If you aren't already a subscriber, click that on the screen below. And you can also check out a few of my other videos on the screen here as well. You can keep up to date on what's going on in my own little world via Twitter or watch me stream live on Twitch as well. Links are in the video description below. So wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night.